Every fisherman dreams of fishing at the highest level, of taking their shot at fishing against the best competition in the land. It's a dream that takes hold and becomes a driving force when an angler takes the big step of fishing as a professional on the Walmart FLW Tour. At the start of the year, there's only one place an FLW Tour pro wants to be at the end of the major season, competing in the Forrest Wood Cup, with a chance to elevate their career to the next level, a chance to catch the winning bass and become a champion. Today, that dream will become a reality for one man who will lift the cup and take his place among the legends of the sport.
Oh, spirit of dog.
Uh-oh, Bubba.
It's rock and roll, partner. Holy camole, what a start. Yeah!
That's good. Good gosh, what a fish. 5 bass limit.
There he is, your champion. The World Championship of Bass Fishing is happening right now, and one angler will take home over $500,000 and the title of champion. It's the Forrest Wood Cup in Hot Springs, Arkansas, presented by Walmart. Lake Ouachita is a beautiful lake with miles of rocky banks and flooded timber. Located in the heart of the natural state, Ouachita has seen the bass population greatly improve since the last time the Cup was held here in 2007. 58 anglers and co-anglers qualified for this championship, coming from the 2011 Walmart FLW Tour Majors, as well as the 2010 Eastern and Western and EverStart Series. The TBF, as well as the 2011 College Fishing National Champions, University of Florida, and the BFL All-American Champion are also among the field of competitors. While the action is going on out on the water, downtown Hot Springs offers fishing fans a large outdoor expo with casting competitions, as well as a chance to meet the legendary Forrest L. Wood himself. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Harper, along with Chris Jones, and a real treat and honor to have the one and only Hall of Fame angler, Hank Parker. Hank, you know what this pressure's like. I mean, this is the pinnacle of every angler's career. You know, being at the Super Bowl of bass fishing, the Forrest Wood Cup. Kind of put it into perspective. What is this like?
You know, these guys work all year. It's very difficult to get here. It's very, very competitive just to get here. And everybody looks at the pageantry that we have at the Forrest Wood Cup. It's not like that every day. I mean, it's a grind. It's cold weather, it's hot weather, it's rough waves, it's a lot of travel. There's so much grind in trying to make it. So this is the one carrot that you hold on to all year long to make the cup. So now that they're here, the pressure's on because you want to win the cup, because that's what will absolutely change your life and jumpstart your career. So everybody, pressure's on.
You know, you got a top prize, $600,000, but it's the hardware. It's that trophy, the Forrest Wood Cup. I mean, what is that like?
Well, you know, every sport comes with its own sets of heroes, and different people have different heroes. But Forrest Wood is the one man that has given more to this sport, and I think he's everybody's hero. So to win that cup, bearing his name, is the ultimate trophy, and everybody wants it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some of the conditions these anglers used to triple digits practicing the last 30 days. Day one, little curveball from Mother Nature. It dips, it drops about 20 degrees, overcast, it's cool. They weren't expecting that.
Yeah, I think, you know, with the weather change, you had a fish change. And you're right, I think it's a comfort zone for these guys, Jason. They fished 3 days in heat, bluebird skies, and they got on some deep water stuff. And then day one comes. You got a total change in weather. You got wind, you got clouds, you got rain, you got lightning, and some guys went shallow. And you know, talking to them, they said, here's the deal, Chris. These fish are moving shallow. They're chasing shad that's migrating to the back of these bays, and these stump flats are full of quality fish. And so, you know, guys like Randall Tharp loves that shallow water, top water bite. I mean, he's phenomenal at that. And that's his strength. Jason Christie, another one of those guys. Jay Yellis, they love fishing shallow. Those day one conditions, it fit right into their game plan, and they caught quality fish because of it.
A lot of clouds and rain at times and a little bit of wind, so it was good conditions for fishing shallow today.
It was a grind, but I managed to catch 5 good ones.
That's a beautiful sight to see.
on the FLW Championship Day. That's a beautiful sight.
One guy that decided not to go shallow was National Guard Pro Scott Martin. Day one leader, he went deep. 19 pounds, 2 ounces. He had his limit by 8 o'clock in the morning. He said, hey, I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to get off the spot. I want to come back and hit it later. Your thoughts on that?
You know, Scott Martin, I talked to Scott, and he has always been his own man. He's never wanted to follow and take glory from his dad, who's one of the greatest anglers ever. Scott is his own man. But I told Scott, I said, you're somewhat like your dad because you got that confident look in your eye, the way Roland used to get that look when he used to spank us in the old days. So I'm worried about Scott Martin. He's looking strong. He's got that confident look.
All right, day two, things change up again. That bluebird skies that these guys were used to comes back, but the pressure's on, Hank. We cut the field today from 58 down to the top 20.
The sunshine and the high skies are going to make conditions much, much tougher. And anytime you follow up a low pressure with a high pressure, fishing gets tough.
Absolutely, and we saw some changes on the leaderboard because of that.
We did, Jason. You know what? The fish, they got lockjaw, no doubt about it. But those guys that stuck to their game plan, Jason Christie went straight back to his day one spot, and he caught them again. He said, Chris, the difference is it's a grind. I'm not catching them as fast. On day one, I caught a ton of fish, and I caught them fast. He said, day two, because of the conditions changing, it was more of a grind. But he's still confident. Randall Tharp, still confident. He said it's a grind, but when we catch them, when we hook up with them, you know, and you know what, catching them on a top water bite, it's tough to get them in. They spit that bait, you know, they spit those treble hooks. It's hard to hook them and get them all the way to the boat without losing them. And you can actually see that fish come out of the water and just swell up on that bait. But you know, those fish are in there. They say it's a grind, I'm just staying after it, and I'm catching quality fish. It's taking me all day to do it. But Randall Tharp said, I can win this tournament. Catch them like that, Chris. I can do it.
We'll have to see. Looks like the benchmark right now is around 14 pounds. So the anglers that can hit that 14-pound mark, they ought to be in great shape.
The Forrest Cup is the Super Bowl of bass fishing, and this is what gives you goosebumps. This is what gets you pumped up. This is $600,000 on the line.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. National Guard, always ready, always there. Straight Talk, cut your cell phone bill in half and feel richer. Evinrude E-Tech, with 3 years, no maintenance, spend more time on the water. Castrol Motor Oil, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering. And by Pringles, everything pops with Pringles.
You know, the Forrest Cup is the Super Bowl of bass fishing, and this is what gives you goosebumps. This is what gets you pumped up. This is $600,000 on the line.
There's 20 contestants sitting here this morning. We're all trying to make it into the top 10, and there's only one goal on every fisherman's mind, and that's leave here number 1.
Welcome back to FLW Outdoors and the 2011 Forrest Wood Cup. I'm Jason Harper, joined again by Hank Parker. Hank, this is cut day. We narrow the field down from the top 20 down to the top 10. A lot of extra added pressure.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. You know, everybody wants to win this tournament, Jason, but you got to survive to win. You got to make that cut to the top 10. There's not a lot of space between 20th and 1st, so everybody's got to catch fish. Nobody can coast. Pressure is on to make the cut.
Like you always say, it is a true dogfight on cut day. We'll have to see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting for sure. Chris Jones is with our leader right now, Diet Mountain Dew Pro, Jason Christie. Chris?
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, we're here with our day 3 leader, Jason Christie, the Oklahoma Pro. Man, how you feeling?
No, I'm ready to go. We got the same weather conditions we did the first day. You know, I was fortunate to get some big bites the first day, and I think you're going to see some really big fish come across the scales today. You know, clear water like this, you get days cloudy, a little bit of wind. Big ones show up.
Yeah, you're right. It is favorable for a top water bite. I know you like the cloud cover, the wind, the rain. Yesterday things changed. You know, we're supposed to have these conditions for a few hours this morning, but then sunny skies this afternoon, and the heat comes back. You still caught them like that yesterday. Can you do it again?
Yeah, I actually caught more fish yesterday. You know, I don't know, man. I didn't have a very good practice, so I'm still winging it. I catch one, it's a hooray, you know, all the way to 5. So I just want to be in contention after the end of the day.
I'll tell you what, he was in contention for the Kellogg's Angler of the Year title all year, has had a phenomenal season. He's carrying that momentum over into the Forrest Wood Cup here. We're going to watch it closely today and see how it turns out for Jason Christie.
20 anglers going out today. Hank, only 10 survived to fish one final day. It's going to be a tight race, I promise you, to see who can survive to fish one final day. This day is going to be nerve-wracking for all 20 of the anglers as there's little breathing room among our top 10. Scott Martin has to think hard about staying out deep when you look at the rest of the guys around him are all chasing big shallow cruisers. Angler of the Year David Dudley is mired in the back of the pack, yet he's only 3 pounds out of the cut. It's going to be intense out on the water today.
These fish are just keen on little 2-inch shad. I haven't found any, big bait, but for some reason they're all schooled up on just these little tiny 2-inch shad. And in the mornings they chase the bait, and in the afternoons they kind of go down. It just goes in the morning a little bit and then it's done.
Lake Ouachita is one of several lakes that surround Hot Springs, Arkansas, that provide recreational fishermen year-round action. This topwater bite is a riskier pattern, but with the big gamble can come the big payday.
Seems like they're easier to catch, up until about 9 o'clock, and then they stop. I've already burned too much time in here, and I haven't caught one yet. Need a net, need a net. Boy, I thought he was a giant. Finally, number one. And he's a little guy on top of that.
Diet Mountain Dew Pro Jason Christie, our current leader, is finding out just how risky the topwater bite can be.
The hardest thing about fishing this kind is you don't know where your next bite will come from. I mean, you can go an hour or 2 hours and not get a bite. It's not like, flipping, a cover where you know where they live at. Here, you just got to hope you run into them. I didn't start doing this until the first day of the tournament. I mean, I actually started up in the river up here on some laydowns and stuff. And, I thought I got to do something. And the only reason I went to the bank was because it was cloudy and stuff.
You got to be kidding me.
Even when you find the bass, it's hard to convert a topwater bite into a fish in the live well. National Guard Pro Scott Martin has faith in his deep brush pile in the front of Crystal Springs.
If you looked on a map and said, man, I'm just looking for places on a map that look good, you'd never pick this spot. I mean, it's just a do-nothing bank with a little trough, and there's a bajillion troughs in this lake. The only thing I can figure is it's out in the middle of the lake, so you've got surrounded by deep water, which probably enables the bait fish to funnel in here a little bit better than a lot of places.
This spot is producing numbers for Scott yet again, maybe enough to keep him in contention. On day 3, you want to be moving up the leaderboard, not down.
I'm fishing shallow, especially with this cloud cover, just fishing brim beds, throwing the top water.
Cody Meyer has excelled in the past 2 Forrest Wood Cups, finishing in the top 5 each time. Today, he's fishing topwater in the back of Crystal Springs.
Got one. There we go. All right, number 5. Look at that. Barely hooked. Nice little largemouth right there on the top water.
And 14 ounces, 13 pounds and 11 ounces, 16 pounds and 3 ounces, 16 pounds and 1 ounce, 46 pounds and 12 ounces.
After 3 highly competitive days, these are the final 10 anglers looking to win the biggest tournament of the year. It was also final day for the Co-Angler Championship, and it was just as competitive as Paul Mueller consistently caught 9 pounds a day using his Dobbins rods and took home $60,000 as well as earning a berth into the 2012 FLW Tour as a pro.
You know, Scott's got about a 5-pound lead, but you know, this is a Forrest Wood Cup and he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and 5 pounds is just one bite.
Woo! It's the Forrest Wood Cup, baby! Yeah!
Today I'm a little more relaxed, you know, I don't have a target on my back.
Scott's got about a 5-pound lead, but you know, this is a Forrest Wood Cup and he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and 5 pounds is just one bite.
I know that there's a lot of tough competition out there. So all these guys behind me are fighting hard for it. So I've got my work cut out for me, but I feel very blessed.
Welcome back to FLW Outdoors and the 2011 Forrest Wood Cup presented by Walmart. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Harper, back with Chris Jones, and here we are. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the 4th and final day. The day we crown a champion, $600,000 first place prize, but the trophy, Forrest Wood Cup.
That means everything. You know, over $500,000. That's an awesome payday, and one of these top 10 guys is going to accomplish that today. But I tell you what, the National Guard Pro Scott Martin, he is your leader, and he's been on fire this week. He's carrying some momentum from what's been a great year into this Forrest Wood Cup. He's on a deep water pattern, and he's got a great spot that he's fishing that's been successful every day. It's replenishing itself. He's catching a lot of quality fish off of it. He's catching them fast, which is giving him confidence to slow down and fish it more thoroughly, looking for those quality bites. But you know what, Jason, he does not need to look in the rearview mirror, man. The Chevy Pro Luke Clausen, he's a former Forrest Wood Cup champion. He had a win earlier this year at the Potomac River on the Walmart FLW Tour. He's got a lot of success, and he believes that he can win this thing. Randall Tharp, the Everstart Batteries Pro. Man, he's had a great year too. He told me this morning at takeoff, he said, you know what, Chris, I'm around 4 and 5 pounders. You know what, Scott leaves the door open, I can win this thing. Jason Christie, the Diet Mountain Dew Pro, he was your day 2 leader. Man, he's caught them big. You've got David Dudley in this cut. He is the Kellogg's Angler of the Year, another former Forrest Wood Cup champion. So you know what? Scott's going to have to execute if he wants to finish the game today, Jason.
Chris, you always want drama on the final day. You've got it guaranteed. I mean, just look top to bottom in this top 10. It is stacked. But this is it, the final day, the best of the best. The cream has risen to the top. They've worked not only all year, their whole career for this moment. Today, we crown the next Forrest Wood Cup champion.
I'm not going to go to any place I think there's any little ones. I'm going to go and try to catch 5 big ones today. Hopefully it works out. We'll see.
The leaderboard paints a daunting picture for anyone looking to overtake Scott Martin. Mark Rose is the only other angler fishing deep water. The rest are gambling on the big bass, feeding on bluegills in shallow water.
Woo! It's the Forrest Wood Cup, baby! Yeah!
I've been catching 1 about the first hour every day, but the best bite for me has been between 10 and 1. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but the sun's got to get up for them to go to the bank, and every lake I've ever fished, it's the exact opposite. This is actually the first tournament I've ever thrown a topwater bait the entire tournament. I've never fished a tournament in my life. There he is, big one. That's a big one. That's a grown one. Stay hooked up, baby. I lost 1 5 pounds right there the first day. Yes, come on. Come on, big girl. Come on. Yeah! 5 pounder, baby. Forrest Wood Cup. That's the way to start the morning right there. That's what we're talking about. That's what dreams are made of. Yes! Dad, that one's for you if you're watching.
You know, I knew that topwater bait would be a factor in this tournament because bluegill bed and full moon, but I was hoping that it wouldn't hold up. It's held up a lot better. You know, we've had some cloud cover, which has made that clear water show out a little bit, but nothing I can do about the weather.
National Guard Pro Mark Rose is having a great start to his morning, landing 5 keepers before 8 a.m.
Yeah, 5 in the Forrest Wood Cup.
Cody Meyer has his mind set on finding bass around spawning bluegills. The clear waters of Lake Ouachita make the brim beds easy to find.
This is actually kind of a form of sight fishing, because a lot of these fish this week I've seen them come up on the top water and missed them, or just seen them follow the bait, and I'll stop and turn around and throw a little drop shot at them. Usually every day I've been starting off getting 1 or 2, really key bites within the first you know, hour and a half, 2 hours. But no luck yet.
There's something special going on in this spot this morning. A lot more bait, seeing a lot of activity, and even marking a lot of fish on the depth finder. If I figure out exactly what I need to do, it could be a real good day. Oh, there's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. Oh, dude.
Yeah! Yeah! They're still here, baby. Just had to change my approach. What a blessing. Okay. Low and slow, low and slow. Cool hand, Luke. You got nothing on me, dude. I'm low and slow. Scotty boy is low and slow today. So you're running around, top watering like crazy. Relaxing, low and slow.
Look at him schooling back there, chasing bluegill like crazy.
There's one. Cool Hand Luke finds a good one, and the rest of the top 10 are putting fish in the live well. It's the final day of the Forrest Wood Cup.
Just need to catch as big a bag as I can catch. I'm not gonna fish conservative. These guys are hungry behind me. They're gonna fish hard. I gotta bring it.
Welcome back to the final day of the Forrest Wood Cup presented by Walmart here in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Lake Ouachita is definitely way better. I think it exceeded everybody's expectations this week. I mean, without a doubt. There's very few places you can go when it's 100 degrees outside and catch fish like we're catching here at Lake Ouachita this week.
You know, anytime you fish in the summertime, on most lakes, the fishing's a little tough, especially when the sun gets up and gets a little hot. My bites this week have not been real fast and furious, but I've been able to, again, catch quality, and that's keeping me together because I just keep fishing, different areas. And I'm gonna leave this area here in a little bit and go try some more brush piles. And I'll hit 3 or 4 brush piles, no bites, and then all of a sudden I'll catch a good fish. So 5 fish limit, doesn't matter how long it takes me to get them. I feel like I can get 5 every day, and we'll see where it ends up.
I've found some unique stuff, a little different than what everybody else is looking for. I'm fishing my strengths. I'm into an offshore zone right now. I'm kind of continuing that into this tournament.
Mark Rose and Scott Martin are both taking the slow and steady approach today, but Chevy Pro Luke Clausen is among the rest of the anglers fishing the shallow topwater pattern.
Topwater, clear waters, really probably more effective than a lot of other baits when they're shallow, just because these fish can see so well. They get educated, smart, and there's an illusion on the surface. They can't see this as well as something under the water, so. There's one. That's a good one. Stay hooked, baby. Start with one like that. We'll get a few of his buddies here shortly, I hope. Ooh, feels good to get that monkey off my back catching the first one. Catch me 5 like that, they may have some problems.
The payoff can be huge on this pattern, to be sure. Meanwhile, Scott Martin is still working his main area in front of Crystal Spring.
This area right here is my primary area where I've spent pretty much the last 4 days and caught over half my fish. It's basically just a big flat out here that has a trough running down through here, 25 to 26 feet deep. And in this trough here, you've got scattered brush piles. The reason this place is so good is not only the brush, because there's brush in a lot of places, there's a big bunch of bait in this general area right here, and they're good sized shad. So those bass are living here, they're feeding on the bait, and they're living in those brush piles.
The sunny conditions today will affect everyone's strategies. Randall Tharp feels this will work in his favor.
Yeah, it looks like today is going to be sunny and hot, and what's amazing is the later in the day it gets and the hotter it gets, the more big fish move up shallow. And I mean, you'll see wolf pack after wolf pack the later in the day it gets. They're smart now, they're hard to catch, but you know, you only got to get one of them fired up. Get you a couple big bites and win the Forrest Wood Cup. Got him, big one. That's the first one I caught on a prop bait like schooling, but I felt like if I picked up another rod, she might be gone.
Yes! Yes!
She probably was up here just running bluegills and ran them out off the bank, and she was getting after one, and I mean, I was in the right place at the right time and made a perfect cast. Number 2, baby. Yes! 3-pounder. That's a good start. It's the best start I've had of any day of the tournament now. I mean, I've got 2 fish that'll probably go 8 pounds. And I mean, all I need is 3 more, just like the ones I got. And they're gonna have to catch them. I'm shaking.
So much is on the line today, the nerves are boiling for everyone, including the man in the lead.
Not as big. Amazing, he's a good one. Oh yeah, he's a good one. Oh yeah, no, he's good. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Please, Lord. Please, Lord. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Dude, I got goosebumps like Mount Everest right now. Look at that. Hook fell out. What a blessing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes. That's for you guys. Yes! That gives me my limit.
Look at that, baby. Forrest Wood Cup. I put her in the good side. Yeah. That's what we live for.
It's the Forrest Wood Cup in Hot Springs, Arkansas, presented by Walmart. The youngest angler to ever win the BFL All-American, Jacob Wheeler, has burst onto the bass fishing scene in 2011. The 20-year-old from Indiana had a chance to prove himself against the best here this week in Hot Springs.
Just to be here is just an awesome opportunity. You got your idols on your right and your left, Brent Ayler and David Dudley. You got all these guys, Jason Christie. I mean, you got these guys that are just, awesome.
Wheeler held his own against the best in the sport, making it past the first cut and fishing on the 3rd day of the Cup. His 12th place finish leaves him optimistic about his future chances as a professional angler.
You mark my words, I'm gonna give it a good shot. Now, maybe next year, maybe 5 years down the road, maybe 10 years, but one day I'll have that trophy in my hands, Forrest Wood Cup.
Here's how the final day is trending as we have only a few hours left before the final weigh-in. Scott Martin has caught 4 solid fish and is maintaining his lead over a surging Randall Tharp, who's moved past Luke Clausen to hold the 2nd place position.
Fishing's never tough. It's just choices out there. It's decisions. Tough is the weather and, the heat and stuff like that. But you know what? That's what I love about this game, is that it's all about figuring out what to do and being successful. Each day's different. No 2 days are ever alike. Fish never do the same thing the next day. Exactly. They're always in some type of transition. And as a fisherman, you got to stay on top of that. You got to kind of stay 2 steps ahead of them.
I've just been continuing to grind away, changing speeds, changing baits. But it seems like the weather really hasn't indicated much of what to do with different weather situations. It's a lot of guessing, trying to figure it out every day. Not a very big one. At this point, I'll take it. The smallest one out of the bunch.
Clausen is struggling today, while Randall Tharp has been more successful in his hunt for shallow wolfpack bass.
I've just got some places that I know that's the place that they come to feed, and I just keep pounding these places until I pull up and they're there. And when they're there, you can catch 2 or 3 really quick. There he is, big one. Oh, there was 2 with it. Did you see that? There was 2 more with him. 2 pounder, baby. 1.5 pounds at least. Yes. Number 3. Gonna be a good day in the Ever Start today. Put this one in the small side. I wish I would have had 2 baits on my line, or I mean, if I'd have been a little quicker with the net, I could have dipped all 3 of them up. There was 3 there. That's awesome. I'll come back and get the other ones in a little bit.
Tharp moves on in his relentless search for a 5-pounder. Mark Rowe started hot this morning, but his deep bite has turned off as the day has progressed.
This is where I started the first day, but I hadn't started here the last 2 days. I've caught some good ones in the mornings, and then it's a grind. I just can't figure out where these fish have gone to. Trying to just locate this school.
Scott Martin has been able to catch over 14 pounds a day on his main area, and he continues to hammer it again today.
Stressing, but that's human nature. Human nature is just stress and worry.
Yes! Yeah! Woo! Woo! He's not that big. He's only a 2-something, but that gives me my limit.
The man who Scott needs to worry about is Ever Start Pro Randall Tharp. His pattern seems to be working well today.
I'm pretty fired up. I mean, those other guys are probably catching them too, but I've got 2 really nice ones. And honestly, I mean, if I catch 2 more keepers, I don't think I'm gonna move back any, you know what I mean? I looked over and there she was cruising, and I laid it about 4 feet in front of her. And I twitched it and she turned away, and my heart just sank. Got him. And I twitched it again, and then she turned around. And the 3rd twitch, she came unglued on it. I mean, that's what we live for. That's awesome, man. Yeah! There's a 4-pounder, baby. Ooh! Barely had her. Look at that, baby. Forrest Wood Cup. I put her in the good side. Yeah! That's a deal maker right there. I mean, I'm 1 bite away from winning the Forrest Wood Cup.
These boys are coming, and they want to take me out.
I'm ready to win this.
It's down to the final hours of the biggest tournament of the year. Don't go away.
Yeah! Woo!
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Lowrance and its HDS high-definition system with structure scan add-on option. Mercury Marine. Chevy and the Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year. Brunswick Zone. Good times and open lanes await you. And by EverStart. Fish more, worry less. It's the biggest prize in professional bass fishing, the Forrest Wood Cup, and we're just a few hours away from crowning a new champion. Luke Clausen started the day in 2nd place but has been unable to put together another double-digit stringer. Randall Tharp has been winning the topwater gamble today, locating and finding some big bass. For Mark Rose, it's been a grind, but the National Guard Pro has a decent limit going into the home stretch. Scott Martin has fought off the nerves and pressure of leading the biggest tournament of the year and has stayed focused on what would be the biggest win of his career.
Last day, FLW Championship, cannot give up. These boys are coming, they're hungry, they're mad, and they want to take me out. I know that for a fact, so I gotta catch a couple big ones. I need 16, 17, 18 pounds, and then they can't catch me. I'm catchable right now.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to win this. There's only 2 ahead of me, and they're all gonna have to catch them. I mean, because I plan on it.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a nice one. That's number 5, 2.5. Thank you, Lord. I just feel it. I feel like I'm one bite away. I might be wrong. I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I knew I was going to have a day like this before this tournament was over. And it's happening. And I'm going to get some more big bites. I can just feel it.
The clock is ticking down on this final day, and there's not much time left for our anglers.
We're back to my best area. What is I commonly refer to as the #1 stunner. I believe that the spot that I have, by far, hands down, is the best spot in Lake Ouachita. I put markers out this morning on the brush piles that we caught fish around as well as we marked. So now, to save time, I can pull right back up and fish them a little bit more thoroughly instead of wondering if I'm, too close or not far enough.
Martin is banking on there being one more fish left in his key spot. Mark Rose has abandoned the slow, deep pattern and is going shallow at the end of the day.
Yeah, baby. Woo! You gotta love it, little Strike King 1/8 ounce buzz bait. And a 3 3/4. Nice one.
It's all about the last-minute decisions. When to stay, when to go. Randall Tharp has been making great decisions all day and has moved once more in his hunt for a winning fish.
Oh, God. It's a 5-pounder. She's just laying up there by herself. It's easy 5. That's why she's there. I started the day at 5 pounds behind Scott. Gosh, that's a big fish. 1 bite and we're even.
Oh my God, it's huge. It's huge. I need the net. This is a gigantic bass. Yeah! Woo! Thank you, Lord. What time is it? What time is it? Huh? 3:24. Okay, this one's smaller. That's a color! Let's go. That's what memories are made of right there, my friend.
$600,000. 1 bite.
When we return, we crown a new champion. Don't go away.
I gave it everything I had.
Here we go.
Time is up for our 10 anglers competing in the 2011 Forrest Wood Cup presented by Walmart here in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
It's been a good day. You know, we caught a lot of fish.
I knew the opportunity was going to be there. It was going to have to be a spectacular day for it to happen. I fished it like I did the first day of the tournament and every other day.
When you start the day off with a 5-pounder, I mean, that's what you need, on the final day to get you going.
These 10 guys right here aren't playing around. So it's going to be interesting.
10 of the best anglers in America are headed to Summit Arena, where a crowd of thousands has gathered to indulge their passion and celebrate everything they love about the sport of bass fishing. The anglers take to the stage to find out if they have enough weight to tip the scales in their favor and hold the Forrest Wood Cup in their hands. Andy Morgan had a great day and is currently on top after catching over 10 pounds on the final day. Jason Christie will be the 5th angler to try and knock him out of the lead.
One bass that weighs 1 pound 7 ounces moves you to 7th place with 42 pounds 3 ounces.
He won a tour event just 2 weeks ago on Pickwick Lake, a bass fishing millionaire from Marion, Arkansas. You guys welcome to the tanks, National Guard Pro, Mark Rose.
You've amassed 41 pounds 5 ounces of Lake Ouachita fish in 3 days. Do you have a 5 bass limit?
Mark Rose in contention to walk away Forrest Wood Cup champion.
Here we go, your 5 today. New leader, 9 pounds and 10 ounces. You put yourself in contention for the win here at the Forrest Wood Cup. Jason?
Wow. From Gardendale, Alabama, this man loves to flip. Did it work for him on Ouachita? Welcome to the stage, Everstart Pro, Randall Tharp.
There he is, big one. Got him. There he is, big one.
Randall Tharp started strong with a 5-pounder,
Yes.
and he seemed to find bass at every new location. Will he have enough to move ahead of Mark Rose?
Yeah. Look at that, baby. Forrest Wood Cup.
Over $500,000 on the line. Pull them. You've got the 5.
Wow! Look at that, Hot Springs. Randall Tharp just made it hotter. Woo!
Scott is doing the math in his head. Randall Tharp, you need 9 pounds, 9 ounces. 5 today, worth. New leader, 15 pounds and 1 ounce. 15 pounds, 1 ounce has you in first place with 56 pounds, 7 ounces of Lake Ouachita bass.
He's already won the Forrest Wood Cup and the Bassmaster Classic. Chevy Pro Luke Clausen.
Randall Tharp just raised the bar, so your last 2 are going to need to be good ones.
I had a rough day today. It didn't pan out like the other days. Every other day I've been able to kind of struggle around and figure out a different bait or a different area. And today I ran all over the lake, just couldn't put it together.
3 today. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Officially Luke Clausen, you move into 3rd place with 48 pounds and 10 ounces.
Dude, I got goosebumps like Mount Everest right now.
National Guard Pro Scott Martin was superb on the water all week.
Yeah.
And when it was time to elevate his game, he did just that.
Yes.
His father Roland flew in to watch his son possibly achieve the biggest win of his career. He has 3 FLW Tour victories under his belt. He's a bass fishing millionaire from an incredible fishing family. Could he seal the deal today? Scott, let's go to the tank.
There's Dad right there. All right, here we go. First place coming into this final day of competition at the Forrest Wood Cup. You've amassed 46 pounds, 12 ounces of Lake Ouachita bass. Looking for a 5 bass limit. Scott Martin, if you've got number 4 and 5, pull them out. Wow! 5 bass limits for the National Guard Pro, Scott Martin. 14 pounds, 5 ounces, 61 pounds, and 1 ounce.
Your 2011 Forrest Wood Cup champion, National Guard Pro, Scott Martin.
You're a credit to the sport of fishing. You're a credit to humanity. We appreciate you. And congratulations.
$600,000 richer. Scott Martin is a Forrest Wood Cup champion.
I tell you what, this almost feels like a dream. I mean, literally, I feel like I'm going to wake up and it's day 1 of the tournament. This is just all a dream, you know. But what a great week. I had a lot of confidence going in, but I also had a lot of the reasons to do well in this event. And I had a good feeling about it. I mean, it just felt blessed this week. I had a great practice. Caught some good fish, some quality fish. It really surprised me. I thought 10, 12 pounds a day would be what you need, but after I practiced for a few days, I'm like, man, there's some nice fish in here. I had to convince myself, just so I didn't crumble under the pressure, that tomorrow is another day of fishing for the cut. Tomorrow's a championship day. I gotta act like today I gotta make the cut. That's how I kind of got through today. Because if you sit there and think about the money and the trophy and the prestige and all the pressure, I mean, you lose a fish while you're thinking about it, you just about go crazy. This definitely solidifies my career and just gets me at peace. And again, to win a championship for my dad, I mean, that's just unbelievable. You know, he tried for so many years to win. He's the best in the world in fishing, but he could never win a championship. And so I'm very proud to bring that home for him.
Congratulations to Scott and all the anglers who fished at this year's Forrest Wood Cup. Tune in every week to FLW Outdoors for the best in tournament fishing action, or go to FLWOutdoors.com for expanded coverage and tips from our top pros. On behalf of all of us here at FLW Outdoors, thanks for watching.